Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of my channel. So today, I don't know if you heard this or not, but but basically a bunch of people fell for the Chase cash glitch cash glitch scam where I, I guess someone kind of, made it viral that there was like a glitch with the Chase Bank where you could just basically what people did, they wrote a bunch of bad checks and the check system, the system where they check the checks to make sure that they're legit or whatever. For some reason, they were stalling. They couldn't really check the deposit in time. So people thought that it actually went through when really it didn't. They were just committing wire fraud. Because the next day, their accounts were like in the negative thousands. Some were even in the millions. Some were even beyond that. Surprisingly, they just did it a bunch of times. I think this is similar to like the Cash App scam because I don't know how people, I feel like some people fell for the same thing twice. I feel like with Cash App, you should have realized with that wasn't going to work. I don't know why if it didn't work with Cash App, you thought it was going to work with Chase Bank. Just doesn't make any real sense to me. Anyway, a viral social media trend exploited the loophole for JP Morgan Chase customers to get free money at the ATM, or so they thought. The glitch involved depositing fake checks for large sums of money and removing the portion of available funds before the check cleared. While this so-called glitch is essentially a form of check fraud, wire fraud, it demonstrates the harmful nature of viral activity combined with poor financial advice in times of financial stress or hardship. And the crazy thing for me is like I didn't see a single white person on TikTok complain about this. Like it was just black people on TikTok complaining that the checks didn't bounce or whatever. Like even when you see like videos of people lining up around the block at the Chase banks, it's nothing but black people. And I feel like the same black people fell for the Cash App scam, and the same black people committed the PPP loan fraud or whatever. I think they thought because it worked once, it's gonna work a bunch more times, and it's like no, they're gonna catch up to you. If it's a big enough um, deposit or withdrawal, they're gonna catch up to you. Like they track the freaking money. It's a freaking bank. Everything is digital, you know. Like they have recordings of this. There's your social security number is attached to your account, and the dumb thing is you use your personal account too. So it's like directly linked to you. I mean, it's gonna be linked to you regardless, but it's just worse because now it's your only account, and banks communicate with one another. So if you fuck with one bank, you fuck with them all essentially, and it's gonna be harder and harder for you to get an account. So you shot yourself in the foot. They're going to go to jail. Well, no, they're going to go to prison. They're not going to go to jail. This is a federal crime. They're going to go to federal jail to up to like 20 years. I think is the charge. I think they can give you a maximum of 20 years, maybe 25 years if it's over a certain amount. You still have to pay the money back even when you get out of jail. Because even though sometimes it can go to collections, but if it's a big enough amount, like there was that one TikToker that had like millions of dollars owed, and he's not paying that back. And like when people think they have a lot of money, they start spending on stupid shit. So if you already spent on stupid shit, then it's a wrap for you. Your reputation's over. I feel bad because it's like you ruined your life for what? You're gonna get a real charge for some stupid shit. Makes no sense to me. Especially some of you guys have freaking kids. It's just you didn't learn from the pandemic. You didn't learn from the Cash App so glitch or whatever. What makes you think you're gonna get away with it this time? Because you barely got away with it before. Like they're just waiting for it to rack up to a certain amount, and you're just you can't make money out of thin air. It just makes no freaking sense. But anyway, a spokesperson for the Chase shared that customers should be skeptical, and if something seems too good to be true, most likely it is. Yeah, and everyone knows that. Everyone and their mom knows that saying if it's too good, most likely it is. But people are desperate and people want money and inflation's real, so people want to take any opportunity they can. But I don't know why you think you're going to get thousands of dollars. And even if it did work, imagine trying to file taxes on that money. Imagine trying to justify having that money in your account when tax season comes around, if you even do taxes. Because trust me, if you're making that much in your account, they're coming for you. It's not like the usual tax season where if you make like less than 12K a year, they're not gonna care. Because for the most part that's true. But if you're over here putting tens or hundreds or even millions of dollars into your account, they're gonna want to know where that money came from, and they will take that money if it doesn't sound legit, which most likely it won't. because you can't justify that. You have no business account. Most of you guys just have personal accounts, and most of you guys don't even have a savings. Most of you guys just have a checkings. So it doesn't make any sense to me why you would even try to do this, because you don't even have the paperwork to back up the freaking deposits. It just makes no sense. You can't just get money out of free air. You can't just say it's a donation. Like, who's donating that much money to you? Like, if you're making that much money, trust me, they're gonna want the information. They're gonna want the facts. Where are you getting this money from? Where did they make the deposit? What's their checking account number? This, that, and the third. Like, they don't care if it was from Oprah Winfrey. They're gonna want her information too. There's certain ways you have to justify having this much money in your account, especially if it's out of nowhere. Anyway, there was another TikTok over here.
Non-stop about this whole Chase Bank glitch scheme, right? And I thought this whole time it was this elaborate, big scammer. 50,000 or up that they couldn't, like they knew they couldn't cash, right? They wrote a check to themselves that they knew they could not cash. And then what they would do is they would either try and withdraw it, or they would try and just wire it to another account and close their Chase Bank account. These fucking idiots, bro. Like, the fact that they call that a glitch is just, how in the fuck are you going to go out there and commit a federal felony and not know what what a bad check is, what wire fraud is? You thought it was a glitch. It goes to show that, you know, that episode of South Park where they were doing the whole 9/11 conspiracy all those years ago? It was George W. Bush, the character. He was all like, well, we gotta make people believe it and all because a fourth of the U.S. population is retarded. They weren't lying. That shit's true. That shit's not fiction. That shit's for real. I truly do believe that there is a significant portion of the U.S. population that is in some way, shape, or form mentally handicapped, that is not all there mentally, generous. That is just not capable of critical thinking. Like, they cannot deviate between fantasy and reality. They think it's like a video game. Like, that's why they call
I think it's more than fourth. I think it's like more so like 2/3 of the population is retarded. Like, trust me, there are more dumb people than there are intelligent people in this country. By a lot. I would say it's like a 80-20 split. And even that's still being a little generous. Like, it's around 80%. But anyway.
They called it a glitch, like from Grand Theft Auto. Like, they legitimately think, oh, this is just free money I can print out of thin air. Motherfucker, do you know what the IRS is? Do you know how the feds operate? Do you know, like, do you know every dollar that you own has a serial number on it, right? You can't just print money out of thin air, you dumb fuck. All this shit started back in 2021 when people were doing PPP loan fraud. Remember that? Yeah, so I used to deliver furniture back then for a big corporate southern furniture company, right? We delivered all over the area, and man, the amount of people doing PPP fraud was crazy. You had Man's Hands LLC, you had Lashandra's Wigs LLC, you had fucking Jessica's Avocados and Metapause LLC, all kinds of bullshit LLCs, and I would deliver furniture to these people. And the company I worked for, they didn't do in-house financing or anything. You had to either pay with cash, credit card, or you had to get approved for a loan through like a local loan company. That was it. We didn't do repos or anything like that. You paid for it. And all these broke-ass bitches had money to afford $8,000, $10,000 worth of furniture. I remember this shit too. And like my coworker, he was from the area. He's like, yeah, they're doing PPP fraud. They're doing that. They're doing this. Like, their LLC ain't worth a shit. Like, it's not actually a real business. Man, you'd have people living in fucking shacks, living in trailers that are falling apart, floors caving in, roofs leaking and shit, and they're fucking out here getting a fucking $8,000 love seat, recliner, and sofa fucking combo. It's like, sir, ma'am, you need a new fucking kitchen counter. You need a new roof. You need a fucking John Deere to cut the fucking grass that's fucking 6 feet fucking tall that could fucking try out for the fucking NBA. A lot of those people never went to jail over it. They never got caught. Only the sloppy ones got caught. And then in 2022, you had the DoorDash scheme where people were ordering shit, not having to pay for it. DoorDash got some of them, but no one really went to jail for that one either. And I think that's when the feds caught on to it, because this is all a federal crime. For those of you who don't know, the feds is the federal prison system is modern day slavery. So in the federal prison system, you have to. It's not like a lot of state prisons where you can just sit on your rack all day, right?
And a part of me kind of feels like this was all according to plan. Like, I feel like they planted someone to fool all these people into the money glitch, so that way they had an excuse to. Because J.P. Morgan, you know, one of the biggest money dudes in this country. I feel like it was all according to plan. Like, they hired someone to pretend to give the money glitch out to people so that way they can fool a bunch of dumbasses into committing check fraud, so they have an excuse to have more prisoners in their prison and they get more financially compensated for it. You know, it's all part plan because it is a very lucrative industry, the prison system, and you know, it's not terrible. It's a terrible idea morally, yeah, of course, but it's not like a stupid idea if someone were to hire someone to trick all these other people. Because I feel like it's definitely happened before. Like there's definitely plants and different industries that just, you know, try to trick the public because, like you said before, the population is retarded essentially. So it's very easy, and it seems very plausible. I mean, and this is kind of like you're setting examples for other companies to do the same thing too. Like they see how easy it was to trick these guys into committing check fraud. Imagine how easy it is for them to commit other different types of crime. As long as there's money involved, there's always going to be idiots that's willing to fall for it. You'd be surprised.
You have to have a job. You will do all kinds of job, like assembly lines, fucking sewing, knitting, making shit. They make all kinds of shit over there. They do all kinds of industrial work there, and they only pay their prisoners 10 cents, at maximum 10 cents an hour, something like that.
Yeah. Alright, so you pretty much get the gist. They committed check fraud, they're on the jail. Yep, just another day in the stupid world. But, you know, I don't know what else to say. I mean, they're surprised by it, definitely. But, like, I don't know what to say. I like these. It's not like you took like a little teeny tiny bit. Like you took a lot. You took a lot out. Even if you took a little teeny tiny bit, you're still committing crime. But like, you could you could. I don't know what you can do in this situation. Honestly, some guy made like a joke saying you might as well just kill yourself because like there's no way. Like you might as well just call the prison for like and make reservations with the jail or whatever. Because you're done. You're cooked. Even if you pay the money back, you're still going to do time because it's such a significant amount of money. It's just crazy how many people fell for this. It wasn't like just 10 people fell for it. It was a lot of people. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of people fell for this. Like they were forming lines around Chase buildings all across America. And this only happened like 2 days ago. So we don't even know the full scope of how bad this really was. But anyway, hopefully we'll learn from this scam. I thought we were going to learn from the Cash App scam, but apparently we had to go through it a second time with a real bank this time. So anyway, without further ado, that's the end of this video, and I'll see you guys.